But my biggest issue and the hottest take of the octagon is Mr. Ariel Helwani. He will have a chance to defend himself and correct himself, but he is at the point he is very close to being a black belt, if not a second-degree black belt in media and word choice. Ariel Helwani had this to say about having no fans in the stands.
Can I be honest? I actually liked it better without fans.
Dude, I told Joe Rogan that at the end. I was like, Joe, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
I know, and I don't want the fans to think I'm insulting them, but there's moments in fights with big crowds that get me upset, like when the fans start booing, when there's like a minute of non-action, right? Or when there's a close call and then the guy's on the microphone afterwards and he's being booed and he has to apologize. We didn't have any of that. None of that was a factor. And once you're watching the fights from home, you don't really notice because they do a great job of blacking out everything else. It's all focused on the cage. I did not miss them. In fact, I had to remind myself that there were no fans there. I did not miss them one bit.
So Helwani tries to cover his tracks up a little by saying, if the fans see a boring fight, maybe a grappling heavy fight, maybe then they would boo and that could have happened. I'll make the connection, essentially the Bryce Mitchell fight. Maybe there could have been some booing for uneducated fans, which would have been fine because the fans, the majority on the broadcast would have heard Joe Rogan defend the action and defend the martial arts that was being displayed. But Ariel, you're going to say that you didn't want to see a crowd there to see Francis Ngannou's knockout, to see the amazing back-and-forth battle, which eventually led to a knockout in the Vincent Luque and Nico Price fight, that you didn't want to see two amazing, elite, well-respected martial artists, maybe not for you or Stephen A. Smith, between Donald Cowboy Cerrone and Anthony Pettis throwing bones, man. You didn't want to see a crowd for that. You didn't want to see the crowd get behind Justin Gaethje with every winging, ooh and an on, missing hook, and every hook that landed. You didn't want to see that, brother? You're wrong, and you owe the fans an apology because as the face of MMA media, it's sad when we hear stuff like this.
I did not miss them. In fact, I had to remind myself that there were no fans there. I did not miss them one bit.
Stop. You jumped on Stephen A's bandwagon because, I don't know, maybe he's going to come on the show again in a future podcast or something. But I can't let you say that the sport is better or the event was better. You didn't say the sport, but you did say the event, and you enjoyed the 249 experience without fans. Can't let that slip away. That's a bad take by you, my friend. I respect the hell out of you, and you are the man in MMA media, and I respect the grind and your rise and your confrontation and your run-ins with UFC management, Dana White, and you've played it off well, and you've been a perfect example of how to conduct yourself publicly until this. I think you get a co-host in Daniel Cormier and you're feeling yourself a little too much, and maybe you have him to double down on your opinions. But, dude, to say what'd you say exactly?
I did not miss them. In fact, I had to remind myself that there were no fans there. I did not miss them one bit.
To say that you didn't miss the fans one bit, the fans that have prompted you up, the fans that go to your Chicago UFC 238 and your Vegas UFC 245 fan experience or shows, to say you didn't miss those people that help prompt you up and give you all those followers and attention, it's a bad job. And that's disrespecting us, the fans, and MMA media as a whole. So bad take.